Hello aspirants and welcome again to Legacy IAS Academy. In this lecture, we will understand that what does a passport index say or mean. So what is this passport index? Who brings this out? What does it mean? And of course, why is it in news? So all that and much more is what we are going to see over here. So what is the news all about? So basically an Indian origin woman was actually stranded. Now she was stranded in Germany because there was an overlaying flight, but there was a delay. So you have to stay back for around 20-22 hours. She had to overlay in Germany. But then what happened is she held an Indian passport. And she claimed in a video which went viral saying that since she had an Indian passport, what happened is she was just put in a capsule, or let's say a small dormitory kind of a place, wherein is just a small bunker bed kind of a thing and small place to keep your goods, and you can maybe rest, relax over there. That is what she was provided. However, she also claims that her counterparts, the other people who were in the flight, but instead of Indian passport, they held USA passport, the passport of United States of America. So those people who were holding the US passports were given better benefits during this overlay or this delayed time. So as a result of which, she had a very sarcastic take on the power of the Indian passport. As you can see, this video had some captions talking about Indian passport perks, which is a sarcastic statement, of course, because rather she's talking about the disadvantage of the Indian passports. Now, subsequent to this video, which went viral, the internet, of course, reacted. Now, some reacted by saying that whatever you were provided, be happy in that. However, some of them actually empathized with her and did mention about the issues that you face while traveling with an Indian passport. So we will see what is it all about, what is passport index, what is the power of the passport, and why does it actually matter. So before we start with respect to this news, one important announcement with respect to the new batches that are going to start, that is from 7th of July, which is very soon, and the next batch is on 9th and 11th of August. So this is your chance to subscribe to Legacy IAS Academy, wherein you will be taught, guided and mentored by the expert educators who themselves have went on to the interviews. Many of us has reached the interviews multiple times, and all of us have definitely reached the interview. So you do get the expertise. Along with that, each one of us have experience of over 10 years. So that is what you will be getting, from whom you will be getting the guidance from. Now, having said that, what is the advantage here? The advantage lies in certain things which I would like to point out. That is the one-on-one mentorship and doubt solving. Now here, this mentorship and doubt solving are not given to you by some newbie teachers or people who are still preparing. Of course not. The teachers you saw are going to be the ones who will be mentoring and guiding you one-on-one. So it is basically a hyper-personalized approach. In addition to that, of course, the entire syllabus will be covered. There will be regular interaction with the educators. Another important thing is the batch size is limited to 40. It just does not go beyond 40, so that individual attention can be given. You will have daily mains answer writing practice, and of course the test series for prelims and mains. One important feature here would be the 360-degree coverage of current affairs, wherein one entire day every week will be dedicated to current affairs, wherein throughout the day the current affairs classes will be going on, so that you don't have to go anywhere for anything whatsoever. I hope that's clear. Now the numbers and the information is on your screen. You can download the app, you can visit our website, or you can call this number and get enrolled with Legacy IAS Academy. So now let's continue with our news. So what is this passport privilege that is in question now? This passport privilege is basically the unequal global mobility which is provided to the passport holder depending upon the nationality, meaning depending upon the country, the passport of a particular country or a particular nationality. Now here, stronger the passport, more access you will get and better treatment you will get. More access means what? Will you be given access to hotels, lounges, this, that? See, in this case, that was the thing. We will see what exactly was provided to the US passport holders. But here, more access means there would be more number of countries that you can visit without any visa, or when you visit, you can get visa on arrival. For India, that is quite less. For USA, that is quite high. So that is what you will get. And of course, better treatment, which this woman in question was talking about. So better treatment is also what you may get. Now, with respect to the US passport holder, in the same situation as that woman was, she is claiming that the same flight people having USA passports could roam Germany visa free. Actually, they can, right? Were provided luxurious layover experience, were given 5-star hotel rooms to stay back, were given free breakfast, free dinner, etc. Whereas she was confined to the 4 walls of a capsule-like dormitory, and she could not just that, she could not even actually go out. Right, it's not just about the 5-star hotel room and a small room, it is also about the others can go out, visit the country, roam and come back, but she was not allowed to go out. So because she was an Indian passport holder, she was confined to the airport with basic facilities and denied entry without the visa. So here the 5-star hotel and the basic room is fair enough, but what about not being able to roam? She was not allowed to roam because of the Henley Passport Index. Now, Henley Passport Index is just a method to measure the power, but the detail basically lies in what does it mean. So, with respect to Henley Passport Index, India is in the 80s and USA is within the top 10 as we speak. So, you can clearly see that USA's passport is quite powerful. Now, what this index do? What does this index do? Basically, it ranks country based on visa-free, either visa-free access or visa on arrival access. So, the stronger your passport, the more number of countries you can visit without any visa, and the more number of countries you can visit where you can get visa on arrival. So, with respect to Indian passport holders, now, Indian passport faces restrictions in Schengen area, in USA, in UK, etc. Now, what is this Schengen area? This Schengen area consists of Schengen visa. Basically, this Schengen area is European area wherein you have the European countries who are a part of Schengen visa. So, whichever countries are a part of Schengen area, if you are getting a visa for Europe, you can visit all the countries in this Schengen region. Now, a USA passport holder can actually visit these countries, right? As a result of which the USA passport holders were able to, but as an Indian, she was not able to. I hope that's clear. Now, one thing we need to understand is with respect to the hospitality. Now, because these people probably were allowed to visit, they were given hotels because they can venture outside the airport, but she holding an Indian passport cannot venture outside the airport and hence would be required to give accommodation within the airport, as a result of which the capsule like a kind of a structure which is within the premises of airport. If probably she was also allowed to go out, maybe the hotel issue would have been resolved, but the roaming issue of course is still there, and that is the main point, that you cannot go out and roam with an Indian passport in Schengen area. In this case we are talking about Germany, whereas a US passport holder was allowed to do that. So with respect to rank, Singapore's passport is number 1 and visa fees free score, they have 193 as the visa fees free score. Second is Japan, South Korea, then a third you have Denmark, Finland, France, Germany, Ireland, Italy, Spain, so on and so forth. So this is the ranking, and it also gives you the visa free score. First rank is 193, then 190, 189, so on and so forth. Now in this list, India is 85th and USA is 9th. Now the question is, Why passport power matters? It matters, of course, because it reflects the perception of the country as well as the diplomatic strength that the country has. It also affects the global mobility, the business, emergency flexibility, so on and so forth. So, of course, it affects the globality. If you are allowed to roam freely with ease, you may roam to more places, but in certain places you can't, you're not allowed to, it's quite difficult, so that restricts your mobility. It will of course then indirectly impact the business and trade as well. So basically these are the effects which are there. Now the passport privilege, basically it mirrors what? Global inequality and geopolitical hierarchy. What does this mean? This means that the stronger the passport, the higher up above the hierarchy you are. At the same time, the more geopolitical strength is what you have, can be depicted by the power of your passport. It can be extrapolated or inferred from the power of the passport. So what is the way forward for India? Of course, you know, it might be in a satirical manner, the post, the video, etc. by the woman, but as a nation, we need to, of course, move ahead with respect to having policy in a manner which helps us improve our passport index, as a result of which we can also then be higher up the geopolitical hierarchy. Thank you.